Hello, students. The topic which we are going to start today is the Van 't Hoff factor. Okay, so I think this is the last topic of this chapter. So, before going to Van 't Hoff factor, we should know what is the abnormal molecular mass. Okay, so from the name, you can just guess that it is not a normal molecular mass. Whatever we are just reading as of till now, that is your normal molecular mass, but today we are going to get some kind of abnormality or some kind of, say, deviation from the normal molecular mass, right? So what is this all we will discuss. First of all, we will know what the solute, in whenever we read solution, two things comes in our mind. One is the solute, another one is the solvent. So today we will see that normally solutes, they are of two types. They are electrolytes and non-electrolytes. Okay, so electrolytes, they are normally uh, that thing, okay, that compounds which dissociates or associates into ions. Okay, that means into the solution. When you, that means what, say I am taking an example of NaCl. Okay, NaCl is an electrolyte, sodium chloride. now, whenever we know that sodium chloride, when we dissolve it in water, it gets dissociated, right? It gets dissociated into ions like Na positive and Cl negative. That means electrolytes are those type of compounds which, upon uh, dissolving in the solution, they get dissociated or associated, okay, into ions. They are not as a whole. Okay, इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स वो कंपाउंड्स होते हैं जो कि सॉल्यूशन में जाने के साथ साथ वो उसी तरह से नहीं बिहेव करते, बट वो किसी और तरीके से बिहेव करते. दैट मीन्स वो जो है आयंस में डिसोसिएट हो जाता है. ठीक है, वो एकजुट नहीं रहते. जैसे सोडियम क्लोराइड, वो Na पॉजिटिव और Cl नेगेटिव में डिसोसिएट हो जाता है. ठीक है, सो दिस इज इलेक्ट्रोलाइट. एंड इलेक्ट्रोलाइट का एग्जांपल क्या क्या है? सो पोटेशियम क्लोराइड, सोडियम क्लोराइड, ठीक है, मैग्नीशियम क्लोराइड, ऐसे करके. नाउ नॉन इलेक्ट्रोलाइट क्या होता है? So non-electrolytes is just the reverse. So non-electrolytes, they when you dissolve it in water, it will dissolve in water, no doubt, but it do not dissociate into ions. Okay, it do not show the property of association or dissociation after going into the solution. So one such example is sugar, which is glucose. Okay, so you know that the sugar solution, they do not conduct electricity, but we know that salt solution conducts electricity. Okay, so what is the reason is that sodium chloride solution or the salt solution, it gets dissociated into ions. And you have already learned in your solid state chapter that the conduction of electricity is because of the ions or the free electrons, right? So these are the two things which you will which will be required later on. That's why I have explained you the this one, the electrolytes and what are non-electrolytes. Now you see one thing, that whenever we talk about any colligative property, okay, whenever we talk about say the elevation in boiling point or the depression in freezing point, right? We already know that these colligative properties, they are dependent directly on the number of the solute particles, right? Now, and inversely proportional to the molecular mass, right? You see, I have written here in the top, the delta TB equal to KB into WB, which is the mass of the solute, given mass, divided by the molecular mass of this, which is MB, right? Now you can see that this elevation in boiling point is directly proportional to the solute quantity, but inversely proportional to the molecular mass of the solute. Now whenever till now we were uh, see till now we have considered what? We have considered that the solute we are adding is the non-electrolyte. That's why we are not getting any kind of non-electrolyte, and that's why we are not getting any kind of association dissociation, and hence the mass whatever we were learning were the normal molecular mass, right? But what will happen if the solute added is an electrolyte? Because every time it is not possible, because the solute added is not necessary that it will be non-electrolyte every time, right? It may be an electrolyte also. So what will happen if the solute is an electrolyte, right? Because till now we were just considering that the solute which we are adding is a non-electrolyte, and since we know that non-electrolyte ना ही एसोसिएशन करता है ना ही डिसोसिएशन करता है सॉल्यूशन में, तो एज इट इज़ जैसा हम लोगों ने सोल्यूशन उसको सॉल्वेंट में डाला है सॉल्यूट को, वैसा ही वो बिहेव करेगा सोल्यूशन में। तो हम लोगों को मॉलिक्यूलर मास में कोई भी डिफरेंस देखने को नहीं मिला, ठीक है। और जो क्वालिटेटिव प्रॉपर्टीज़ है उसमें भी कोई चेंजेस देखने को नहीं मिला। लेकिन क्या होगा अगर हम लोग जो सॉल्यूट डाल रहे हैं वो एक इलेक्ट्रोलाइट होता है। हम लोग को पता है कि इलेक्ट्रोलाइट जो है सोल्यूशन में जाने के बाद आइदर एसोसिएशन शो करता है या डिसोसिएशन, राइट? वो उसी तरह से बिहेव नहीं करता जैसा कि हम लोगों ने डाला हुआ है। सो इस केस में जब एक सॉल्यूट नॉन इलेक्ट्रोलाइट होता है, क्या होगा, जो सॉल्यूट पार्टिकल्स है जो कि हम लोगों ने ऐड किया उसमें चेंजेस आएगा, राइट? सॉल्यूशन में जाने के बाद उसमें चेंजेस आएगा। अगर डिसोसिएशन होता है तो सॉल्यूट पार्टिकल्स बढ़ जाएगा, राइट? सोडियम क्लोराइड when dissociates into Na positive Cl negative, so it is increasing, the particles are increasing, right? From 1 mole to 1 mole sodium chloride. See, 1 mole sodium chloride, when it dissociates it will give 1 mole sodium positive and 1 mole chloride negative. That means we are getting 2 moles. So that means the particles are increasing after going into the solution. वैसे ही dissociation होगा तो particles half हो जाएगा, एसोसिएशन होने से पार्टिकल्स हाफ हो जाएगा। जैसे डिसोसिएशन होने से डबल हो जा रहा है, वैसे ही एसोसिएशन होने से, बिकॉज एक साथ उन लोग एसोसिएट हो जाएंगे तो पार्टिकल्स क्या होगा, पहले के मुकाबले हाफ हो जाएगा, राइट? इससे हम लोग का कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टीज़ में चेंजेस आएंगे, बिकॉज वी नो कि जो कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टीज़ है वो दे डायरेक्टली डिपेंड अपॉन द नंबर ऑफ द सॉल्यूट मॉलिक्यूल्स। और अगर सॉल्यूट मॉलिक्यूल्स में कोई चेंजेस आता है दैट मीन्स कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टीज़ में भी चेंजेस आएगा, और अगर कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टीज़ में चेंजेस आएगा दैट मीन्स मॉलिक्यूलर मास में भी चेंजेस आएगा। So that changed mass from the ideal one, okay, is known as the abnormal molar mass or the observed molar mass or the experimental molar mass, ठीक है? जो abnormal molar mass जो हम लोग का आएगा after adding, when we add a non-electrolyte solute, right, वो मोलर मास को हम लोग एबनॉर्मल मोलर मास बोलेंगे, आइदर ऑब्जर्व्ड मोलर मास बोलेंगे या तो फिर एक्सपेरिमेंटल मोलर मास। और जो नॉर्मल मोलर मास है, राइट, इन द केस ऑफ आइडियल solution when we are taking a non-electrolyte solute, that time the molar mass will be called as the normal molar mass or the calculated molar mass, okay, or the theoretical molar mass, because we are expecting it to be these, right? But it is not that. Like, I'll show you an example, you will understand, okay? So as of now I think this point is clear, what is this abnormal molar mass, okay? So now, as I have already said you that there is two possibilities. When we add a non-electrolyte solute into a solution solvent, there are two possibilities. Either it will undergo dissociation or it can undergo association. Now first of all we will see the case of dissociation, okay? Now say you have taken a beaker, in that beaker you have taken some water and you have added KCl to it, okay, 1 mole KCl. Now what you are doing, okay, 10 gram of KCl you have added, okay, 10 gram of 1 mole KCl you have added, okay? Now the water contained in the beaker was 1 kg, okay, because the density is 1, so if you take 1 liter it will be 1 kg, okay? So say the water taken, the solvent is 1 kg, okay? So here I have written whatever I am speaking, I have written here, okay? And Kb we know, because at a particular temperature the value of Kb we will know, it is a constant, right? And Yes. So now what we will do, when we know everything, what we will do, yes, and MB to we will know only because whenever we take KCl, the molar mass will be known to us. Now we will take these colligative properties, say the elevation in boiling point, and we are trying to find out in this solution what is the elevation in the boiling point. Okay, so we are trying to find out the delta TB. Okay, so we have assumed all the values, we have substituted, like in place of WB, this mass of the solute, we have substituted 10 gram. Molar mass MB we have substituted, KB also we know we have substituted, then WA will be 1 kg. Now say we are getting delta TB equal to 10 degrees Celsius. After calculation, say the delta TB is found to be 10 degrees Celsius. But when it is observed experimentally, it is found that delta TB is not 10 degrees Celsius, rather it is 20 degrees Celsius. Now, what may be the reason behind that? The reason is because this KCl what we have added, we are thinking it to be 10 gram, but actually it has, in after going into the solution, it has dissociated into 1 mole K positive and 1 mole Cl negative ion, right? So the number of particles has increased. So we, when we have calculated, जब हम लोगों ने कैलकुलेट किया, हम लोगों ने यही एज्यूम किया कि KCl सोल्यूशन में जाने के बाद भी वैसे ही 1 मोल का 1 मोल ही है, राइट, 10 ग्राम ही है। लेकिन एक्चुअली में सोल्यूशन में तो हम लोग देख नहीं रहे, एक्चुअली में सोल्यूशन में क्या हो रहा है कि KCl जो है डिसोसिएट होके K पॉजिटिव और Cl नेगेटिव बन चुका है। तो इसका मतलब जो नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स है वो इंक्रीज हो गया, और नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स इंक्रीज होने के कारण जो कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी है उसमें भी चेंजेस आ गया है, जो कि हम लोग को कैलकुलेशन से नहीं मिला, जो कि हम लोग को ऑब्जर्वेशन से मिला, मतलब एक्सपेरिमेंट से मिला, right? So this is the case. Okay, this whatever this I'm trying to imply to you. Okay, this is the case of dissociation. So here I have written that upon dissociation, number of particles increases in solution, hence increase in the colligative property, like here the elevation in boiling point. Now, but as you know that the molecular mass is inversely proportional to colligative property, right? So what will happen to the molecular mass? It will get decreases. And from here also you can see that earlier it was 1 mole KCl had a molar mass of, I don't remember, I think it is 58 or someone like that. Now you see earlier it had a mass of these, but now since you see that here the molecular mass, you see it will be higher, but here you see the molecular mass will be what, lower than that, right? Because 1 mole mass was here 58, I think, I don't remember, but you see 58, but here you see since it is dissociated it will become half, right? The molecular mass will become half, because 1 mole KCl जो है 1 मोल K पॉजिटिव और 1 मोल Cl नेगेटिव में डिसोसिएट हुआ। तो पहले जो KCl का मोलर मास था, अभी वो तो डिसोसिएट होने के बाद मोलर मास तो ऑटोमेटिकली डिक्रीज हो गया, राइट? सो इस कारण से बोला जाता है एबनॉर्मल मोलर मास, इसलिए ये कॉन्सेप्ट आया है एबनॉर्मल मोलर मास का। ओके, now what will happen in case of association? In case of association, association में क्या होगा? See, example I have given you, ethanoic acid or acetic acid. Okay, so here I have shown you by these reactions I have written. So you see earlier it was 1 mole and 1 mole acetic acid, that means 2 mole of acetic acid, 1 mole and 1 mole acetic acid, it combined. Okay, after going into the solution, these acetic acid molecules, they associated with each other, okay, because of the formation of the hydrogen bonds. These acetic acid molecules, which were earlier 1 mole acetic acid and 1 mole acetic acid, after going into the solution, they are no longer separate, rather they have combined with each other, okay, because of the formation of the hydrogen bonds, this one. Okay, so So this is the association, and this dissociation normally happens in polar solvents like water. Okay, and this association normally takes place in case of non-polar solvents where the dielectric constant of the solvent is less. Okay, now, so here the association takes place in benzene solvent. Okay, benzene, and this acetic acid molecule is also an organic solvent. Now, so you can see what is happening after association. What are the changes? Two changes you can see if you observe. One is the number of particles is getting decreased, right? Earlier it were like 2 moles of particles, now it is only 1 mole of particle, right? So the number of particles is decreasing. When the number of particles is decreasing, you know, there will be a decrease in the colligative property, as it is directly proportional. Okay, now, but as the molecular mass is inversely proportional to the colligative properties, it will increase. And you can obviously see from the diagram, from here also you can understand. Earlier you see the molar mass of 1 मोल, जो 1 मोल का मोलर मास, जो सॉरी 1 मोल, जो मोलर मास था अर्लियर एसिटिक एसिड का, ठीक है, 1 मोल एसिटिक एसिड का जो मोलर मास होगा, और अभी इसका जो मोलर मास होगा, ऑब्वियसली इसका तो ज़्यादा होगा, राइट, इससे। दैट मीन्स सोल्यूशन में जाने के बाद हमारा जो मोलर मास है वो क्या हो जाता है, इंक्रीज हो जाता है। वाई? क्योंकि एसोसिएशन हो रहा है इन बेंजीन सॉल्वेंट इन केस ऑफ एसिटिक एसिड, right? So that means the molar mass is increasing, and hence we will say that it is the abnormal molar mass. Okay, so in short you can say that, in short what you can say is, such a molar mass that is either lower or higher than the expected or normal value is called abnormal molar mass. Okay, so the definition in short, if you want, you can say that the molar mass that is either lower or higher than the expected one, whatever we expect in ideal condition, or the normal value, is called the abnormal molar mass. So I hope it is clear to you, right? So abnormal molar mass जो है वो आइदर हायर होगा, वो मोलर मास जो कि नॉर्मल मोलर मास से या आइडियल मोलर मास से आइदर ज़्यादा होगा या तो कम होगा, right? That is called the abnormal molar, but that means it is not normal. Okay, it is not normal, it is not standard, you can say. Now what is this Van 't Hoff factor? I, small I. So it is Van 't Hoff factor is denoted by small I. ये जो मैंने बोला नॉर्मल मोलर मास, एबनॉर्मल मोलर मास, सो ये क्यों हो रहा है? बिकॉज ऑफ द नेचर ऑफ द सॉल्यूट, राइट? नाउ टू compensate for this behavior of the solute, this factor, which is the Van 't Hoff factor, comes into the picture. Okay, so this Van 't Hoff factor actually modifies your colligative properties, right? It will modify, because earlier whatever we learned considering the ideal conditions when the solute is not getting any change after going into the solution, right? अभी तक जो हम लोगों ने पढ़ा, कंसिडर करके पढ़ा कि सॉल्यूट जैसा था सोल्यूशन में जाने के बाद वैसा ही बिहेव कर, लेकिन अगर सॉल्यूट वैसा बिहेव नहीं करता है देन क्या होता है, हम लोग का मोलर मास में चेंजेस आता है। उसको कंपनसेट करने के लिए, उसको मॉडिफाई करने के लिए ये Van 't Hoff फैक्टर पिक्चर में आता है। और व्हाट इज़ Van 't Hoff फैक्टर? Van 't Hoff फैक्टर, it is a ratio between the normal molar mass and the abnormal molar mass. Okay, so you can say see that जब भी तुम लोग कोई एक से कोई भी एक से डेल्टा टी भी ले लिया कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी, इसमें तुम लोगों ने देखा होगा ऊपर में होता है मास ऑफ द सॉल्यूट, देन यहाँ पे नीचे होता है मोलर मास एंड दिस इज द मास ऑफ द सॉल्वेंट. ओके, सो हम लोग का जो ये आई है वेंट ऑफ फैक्टर वो कहाँ पे आएगा? फॉर मॉडिफाइंग दिस वन इट विल come before this expression, before the whole expression. Earlier this expression was there, but now you will learn a new thing, new idea. You will learn that delta TB is equal to I into this whole expression. That means this Ventro factor is acting as a modifier. Okay, and now what is I? I is the normal molar mass divided by the abnormal molar mass. So जो normal molar mass था और ये भी normal molar mass है, so ये cancel हो जाएगा, तो ultimately क्या रह जाएगा? Abnormal molar mass रह जाएगा, right? आई थिंक यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड बिकॉज आई जो है वो इक्वेशन को मॉडिफाई करने का यहाँ पे काम कर रहा है, क्योंकि अर्लियर हम लोगों ने जो पढ़ा था कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टीज़, डेल्टा टी बी हो, डेल्टा टी एफ हो, राइट, हम लोगों ने ये समझ के पढ़ा था कि इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स जो है सॉल्यूट जो है वो एक इलेक्ट्रोलाइट नहीं है, नॉन इलेक्ट्रोलाइट पकड़ के पढ़ा. बट अभी हम लोग क्या पकड़ रहे हैं कि इफ़ ये नॉन इलेक्ट्रोलाइट होता है जो सॉल्यूट, तब क्या होगा? इसके लिए हम लोग क्या करेंगे, एक फैक्टर को इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे विच इज़ द वेंट हॉफ फैक्टर, एंड दिस फैक्टर इज़ नथिंग बट इट इज़ द रेशियो बिटवीन द नॉर्मल मोलर मास एंड एबनॉर्मल मोलर मास. अभी क्या होगा, जो भी कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी हम लोग पढ़ेंगे उसमें जो आई है उसको मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे विद दैट अर्लियर एक्सप्रेशन. सो ये पहले का एक्सप्रेशन था, इसके साथ में यू जस्ट मल्टीप्लाई दिस आई, एंड अगर नेक्स्ट स्टेप लिखोगे तो क्या लिखोगे? आई इक्वल टू आई की जगह में क्या लिखोगे? नॉर्मल मोलर मास, जो कि क्या है, यही तो है एम, कैपिटल एम इज द नॉर्मल मोलर मास जो हम लोग अब तक पढ़ के आए, और एबनॉर्मल मोलर मास होगा जो कि अभी नया से जो हम लोगों को एक्सपेरिमेंट करने पे मिला, राइट. सो दैट विल बी इन द डिनोमिनेटर, और नॉर्मल मोलर मास ऊपर होगा, सो दैट विल गेट कैंसल्ड आउट. सो ultimately you will be left with the abnormal one, right? And for taking that into consideration, we will do our thing, whatever. Now you see, in case of association and in case of dissociation, the value of I will be different. Like in case of association, we know what happens in case of association. And here one more expression of this Ventro factor can be written in the terms of these particles. You know, molar mass is inversely proportional to the number of particles. So it will be like particles after association, dissociation, and particles before association or dissociation. Now you see, in case of association, what will happen? We know association में क्या होता है, molar mass बढ़ जाता है, right? The abnormal mass, we have learned just now I said that the molar mass gets increases. So I का value लिखो for association, तो क्या होगा? I is equal to normal molar mass by abnormal molar mass. So हम लोगों ने क्या पढ़ा, अगर मान लो कि नॉर्मल मोलर मास तुम्हारा 1 है, ठीक है, तो एबनॉर्मल मोलर मास क्या होगा? ऑब्वियसली डबल होगा, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने पढ़ा एसोसिएशन में क्या होता है, मोलर मास बढ़ जाता है, राइट. सो डिनोमिनेटर 2 होगा और न्यूमरेटर 1 है. सिमिलरली अगर न्यूमरेटर 5 है, डिनोमिनेटर 10 होगा. So what you will get? 0.5. That means always, this is true every time, that the value of I is less than 1 in case of association, remember. Okay, so for example, I have given you that ethanoic acid, the value of I is almost equal to 0.5. Here I have written wrong, this is a mistake. Okay, it should be 0.5, not 2. For example, I have written no ethanoic acid, EA short form. So there I have written I is almost equal to 2, but it should be I is equal to this one, 0.5, because it is less than 1, less than unity. In case of dissociation, what will happen? I will, से KCl का मैंने जो एग्जाम्पल लिया उसमें क्या हो रहा है, मोलर मास कम जाता है. सो ऊपर में जो नॉर्मल मोलर मास है से 2 था, तो अभी मोलर मास कम गया, दैट मीन्स हाफ हो गया, सो इट विल बी 1. सो व्हाट इज आई? आई विल बी इक्वल टू 2. So always in case of dissociation, the value of I is greater than 1. So I have written here. So for KCl, I have written I almost equal to 0.5. This is wrong. It will be equal to 2. Okay, so this is mistake. I have written this. Just writing mistake. So these four, whatever I have kept in this pencil box, okay. So already I have said you this Ix as a modifier. So you can see every time I write this relative lowering in vapor pressure, elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, the osmotic pressure, I have multiplied. Earlier you can see it was only this one. It was Kb into M, but now what it is there? It is I into Kb into M, I into Kf into M. So these Van 't Hoff factor has modified these all colligative properties. Okay. And one more thing, yes, the Van 't Hoff factor normally is decided based upon the number of particles, right, in the what's in the solution. So I को find करने का एक short form is there, okay, shortcut is there, sorry. So sometimes these may be asked to you. So when they say you find I and they have given you NaCl, so you know NaCl after going into the solution will dissociate into Na positive and Cl negative. So you can see that there are 2 moles of the ions formed, right, 1 mole Na plus and 1 mole Cl minus. So since दो particle form हुआ है, I का value will be, the value of I will be what? The value of I will be 2. So the value of I will depend upon the number of particles after association or dissociation. Similarly, AlCl3, you will get Al3 positive plus 3 Cl negative. That means 1 mole Al, 3 mole Cl negative. So the value of I will be 1 plus 3 will be 4. Similarly, I have shown all this. And glucose, I have shown that since glucose already have said you it is a non-electrolyte, it will give no ions upon dissociation. Okay, and hence the value of I will be 1 because it is only these. आफ्टर गोइंग इनटू द सॉल्यूशन ऑल्सो ग्लूकोज जैसा ही रहेगा, दैट मीन्स कितना रहेगा, 1 ही होगा. सो आई का वैल्यू भी क्या होगा, 1 ही होगा. नाउ द लास्ट वन इज द डिग्री ऑफ डिसोसिएशन or association. I have forgotten to write this association part. So degree of association or dissociation, which is denoted by alpha. Okay. So one thing you remember, students, that any electrolyte, they generally they do not get associated or dissociated 100%. Okay, some of the fraction of the molecules they undergo association dissociation but not 100%. मतलब कोई भी एक इलेक्ट्रोलाइट है वो 100% डिसोसिएशन या 100% एसोसिएशन शो नहीं करता है सोल्यूशन में. ठीक है, कुछ फ्रैक्शन कम होता है, से 75%, से 50%, से 25%, लाइक दैट. इसी एसोसिएशन डिसोसिएशन का जो फ्रैक्शन है, ठीक है, कितना एसोसिएशन हो रहा है कितना डिसोसिएशन हो रहा है, इसी फ्रैक्शन को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, डिग्री ऑफ एसोसिएशन होगा तो एसोसिएशन और डिसोसिएशन होगा तो डिग्री ऑफ डिसोसिएशन. ओके, एंड ये एक्सप्रेशन मैंने जस्ट दे दिया है तुम लोग को. दिस इज नीडेड फॉर योर न्यूमेरिकल. हाउ इट हैज कम नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव नॉट गिवन यू हियर. द वैल्यू n is your what number of ions formed. Okay, the n, small n, is the number of ions formed after dissociation or association, and I is the Van 't Hoff factor, and alpha is the degree of dissociation. And how can you find out alpha? Alpha can be find out like this: number of moles of electrolyte dissociated or associated divided by the total number of moles of the electrolyte. Okay, ऐसे alpha निकलेगा. So these all will be these part will be required from your numerical point of view, right? That's why I have not derived these expressions. So these all were for today. Okay, so I'll wind up. Okay, and this chapter is over here, and some numericals are left that I will do as I'll feel like. I'll do videos or I'll give notes. So thank you.